Caucus. Mr. Chair, is this the caucus first?
Hey, Jerry?
Yes, sir. Is this the caucus first?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started. This is State Representative John Michael Parker calling to order the Friday, March 13th committee meeting of the Environment Committee. Welcome. Good to see everyone. We'll begin with remarks from the chairs. We will continue with item number 3, which is bills for review. We've got 8 items on the agenda today. We're going to get started with item number 1. This is HB 5334, an act concerning riparian areas. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So moved by Senator Lopes and seconded by Representative Chafee. Are there questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan. All right, we'll go to Representative Anderson online. Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to vote yes on this bill. I deeply appreciate the work of the Riparian Buffer Group working group, especially that of the co-chair. I do think, however, the bill needs some tweaking before it's called for a floor vote. Public Act 2512, which created the working group, we were charged with exploring and recommending where and how riparian vegetative buffers can be incorporated into statute to protect watercourses consistent with private property rights. The current JFS language, I think, is a situation of the perfect being the enemy of the good. It goes too far as enforceability and intruding on property rights. Early on in the working group, we seemed to have consensus that we would focus on the banks of rivers and streams. The bill language says watercourses. The statute defines watercourses as rivers, streams, brooks, waterways, lakes, ponds, marshes, swamps, bogs, and all other bodies of water, natural or artificial, vernal or intermittent, public or private, which are contained within, flow through, or border upon this state, or any portion thereof. Let me just, this is the state's first step at putting protection of riparian vegetated buffers into statute. I think we should focus first where the highest payoff and most enforceable. That would be rivers and streams. Virtually all the lakes and ponds in the state are man-made. The lakes that I'm familiar with, the land around them is controlled by associations, power companies, water companies, or are a state forest or a park. In these cases, it's in their self-interest to be good stewards. Ponds are frequently farm ponds and should be left alone. The lesser water courses that I listed take up much of the land of the state, would greatly increase the land areas where vegetation removal is prohibited or regulated. We had 2 agencies that had problems with the bill. Deep testimony recommended we focus on rivers and streams only, so we would not overburden the municipal inland wetland and watercourse commissions. DOT said it would have a great impact on permitting state projects, which they already feel they follow best projects. I believe lines 72 and 73 of the JFS language would prohibit removal of natural vegetative cover within 10 feet of any water rather than regulate it where someone could apply for a permit. I can support this bill with some changes I've described, but not as currently written. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative, let me first thank you for your leadership on this working group and your thoughtful engagement on this issue. I really, really appreciate that. And I say that likewise to others on this committee and with us today in the hearing room that have worked on this issue as well. It's been a great exercise in trying to bring lots of perspectives together. And to your point, let's not let the perfect be the enemy of the good, and let's try to get something done on this. So I think with that, my perspective is this is still a work in progress. I think you'll hear us say that on a number of bills on our agenda today. Thankfully, we've got a little ways to go. And so I just want to thank you for your comments, Representative, and I'll see if there's others that want to speak on this bill. Representative Dubitsky online. Go ahead, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be honest, I understand that a draft of the report of the committee's work came in last night. I was not able to get to it. I really thought that report was going to come out quite a few weeks ago. I sat through the working group meetings, and what showed up in the bill did not seem to match what we had agreed on. So until I read the report, and I don't know if there was any S language that I may have missed, at this point, I just can't support this bill because, frankly, it doesn't seem to be what the working group came up with. So I can't support it at this point. Perhaps later I'll be able to, but not now.
Appreciate your comments, Representative. We'll say again, I thank you for your input on this. And I think this is a complicated one that will continue to be a work in progress, and we hope that we can continue to try to find a place that folks can agree on, and I know you'll be a part of that process going forward. Thank you, Representative. For the further comments on this, Representative Mashinsky.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's only one change from our report in the bill, and that was because we got feedback from the conservation districts. The conservation districts said that when we changed the farmer exemption in the favor of the farmers, there was no oversight about where filling could go. And they wanted us to add themselves as a planning tool for the farmers. The farmers work with the conservation districts now. So if the farmer wanted to put fill in their property, they would consult with the conservation districts first. That is the only change from the report. And it was at the request of the conservation districts who have been participating in the process.
Thank you for that, Representative. And I'd be remiss to not thank you for your leadership on this as well, among other folks that we've spoke to before. Are there further comments or questions on this bill? Representative Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Representative Mashinsky, I know you did a lot of work on this. I appreciate it. Representative Anderson and Dubitsky did a lot of work as well. I think Representative Gucker knows that on Candlewood, we have buffers that were, I did a lot of work on years ago to, and it's managed by First Light, which is what Representative Anderson was talking about. And they are definitely great for filtering nutrients out. So I certainly agree. And I think at this point, language needs to be tweaked. I know people have put a lot of time in on this. We certainly want our water courses to not get those nutrients that are polluting them. So I think we can come to some sort of agreement at some point at this, but today I'd like a voice vote.
Thank you for your remarks, Representative, and for your collaborative approach on this and everything that we do on the committee. We appreciate it. With that, I will call for a voice vote. Again, this is 5334 JFS to the floor. All those in, 1 second. Thank you, Attorney Towson. As final action, we will be taking a roll call vote on this bill. With that, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Chair. So this is a roll call vote for HB 5334, an act concerning riparian areas, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3184. Senator Lopes,
Yes.
Representative Parker,
Yes.
Senator Hockendahl,
Senator Hockendahl votes yes.
Representative Baumgartner,
Yes.
Senator Harding, Representative Callahan,
No for now, but we'll certainly keep working on it. Thank you.
Representative Anderson,
Representative Anderson votes no.
Representative Arceno,
Vote yes.
Representative Chafee,
Yes.
Senator Cohen, Representative D'Amico,
D'Amico votes yes.
Representative Dillon, Representative Doucette,
Doucette, yes.
Representative Dubisky,
No.
Representative Gresco,
Yes.
Representative Gucker,
Tucker votes yes. Go Mary.
Representative Horn, Representative Jacobson, sorry. Did someone think something? No? Okay. Representative Jensen,
Jensen's no.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative Leeper, Senator Moore, Representative Mushinski,
Yes.
Representative O'Day. Okay,
Excuse me, Madam Clerk, Senator Marr votes yes.
thank you. Representative Piscopo,
No.
Representative Paletta,
Paletta votes no.
Representative Reddington Hughes,
Reddington Hughes votes no.
Representative Reyes. Thank you. Representative Reyes. Representative Smith,
Smith votes yes.
Representative Shannon,
Yes.
Representative Stewart,
Stewart votes no.
Representative Steinberg.
Representative Steinberg votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Sweet,
Representative Sweet votes yes.
Representative Beach,
Beach votes no.
thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The votes will be
Senator
held.
Harding votes no.
Oh.
I apologize, I just joined.
Go ahead, Senator.
Senator Harding votes no. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Votes will be held up until 11, folks, when our public hearing starts. Thank you. Representative Cal. Yes, ma'am.
Could I vote yes?
Representative, can we see your face on the screen? I think we need that. There we go. Thank you, Representative Dillon.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm in more than one place right now. I appreciate your courtesy.
Understood. Thank you. Representative Callahan.
Mr. Chair, I move we begin a consent calendar for some of the remaining items.
Thank you, Representative. So moved. Next up, we will get to item 2 on our list. This is SB 147, an act concerning a study on the need for extended producer responsibility for solar panels and vapes, and including aerosol paints under the paint stewardship program. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So moved by Senator Lopes, seconded by Representative Gresco. I should have said this. This is LCO 3197. Are there any questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan.
I move that we take number 2 on the agenda, Senate Bill number 147, and move to the consent calendar, please.
So moved. Thank you, Representative. We'll go to item 3 on our agenda. This is SB 317, an act concerning the Bristol Resource Recovery Facility. What's that say? When you move, you have to ask if there's objection. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. This is item number 3, SB 317, an act concerning the Bristol Resource Recovery Facility, LCO 3165. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So move, Senator Lopes. Seconded by Representative Gucker. Thank you. Representative Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I ask that we move number 3 on the agenda, Senate Bill number 317, to the consent calendar.
Are there any objections?
Mr. Chair, could I just have a quick explanation?
A quick question. Yes, Representative D'Amico, please.
Just a quick question, as explanation of the S language, just so everyone knows what we're doing here.
Absolutely. Thank you
you,
for
sir.
the question, Representative D'Amico. So what this bill is doing is it's a pretty substantial change to the underlying bill. In the S language, we have the Commissioner of the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection convening a working group to examine the need for and viability and impact of suspending for a period exceeding years, et cetera, really thinking about infrastructure in these facilities. Thank you, Representative D'Amico. Are there objections to moving this item to the consent calendar? Seeing none, so ordered. Thank you. Next up on the agenda is item number 4. This is HB 5330, an act concerning certain wildlife action plans. This is LCO 3114. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So move, Senator Lopes. Seconded, Representative Baumgartner. Are there questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I would ask that we move House Bill number 5330 to the consent calendar.
Are there objections? Seeing none, so ordered. Thank you. Next up, item 5. This is SB 318, an act concerning animal welfare. LCO 3113. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So move, Senator Lopes. Seconded, Representative Baumgartner. Are there questions or comments on this bill? Representative Mashinsky.
Can you, Mr. Chairman, can you just explain what's in the bill now, please?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question, Representative. So the change in the S language here is directing the Commissioner of Agriculture in consultation with Office of Victim Services to study the impact of the need for placement of companion animals on victims of domestic violence. The underlying bill would have started this program right away. We think it needs a bit more time to figure out how to set it up appropriately. So this bill is going to make sure that process gets done before next session.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Rep. Mashinsky. Are there other questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I ask that we move number 5 on the agenda, which is Senate Bill number 318, to the consent calendar.
Are there objections? Seeing none, so ordered. Thank you, Representative. Next up, item 6. This is House Bill 5331, an act concerning the air permits of certain crematories. Brad, what's the LCO for this? Thank you. 1522. This is, I will entertain a motion to JF to the floor. So move, Senator Lopes, and seconded Representative Baumgartner. Are there questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan.
Thank you, and I appreciate the work from DEP and the Funeral Directors Association and the people on this committee to try and move this forward. So with that, I would ask that we take HB 5331 and add it to the consent calendar.
Thank you, Representative. Are there objections? Seeing none, so ordered. Next up on our list is item number 7. This is HB 5332, an act concerning certain boating regulations, LCO 3116. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So move, Senator Lopes. Seconded, Representative Baumgartner. Are there questions or comments on the bill? Rep. Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And through the work on this bill, I want to make clear, I spoke to DEP and Department of Agriculture representatives on the way up. The intent of this bill is if you're ever out on a lake or the Sound and you see people riding on a bow of a boat with their legs hanging over, we just want to make that so that you can't do it on the gunnels all around. It's not for all your limbs. It's just so people aren't hanging their legs over a boat when their boat's underway, because it's very easy to fall in and get hit by the boat or the propeller. So that's the intent and will remain the intent. So this bill still needs a little bit of work. And the second part of the bill is for abandoned vessels. So if you have a vessel that generally you wouldn't register, like a kayak, a sunfish, a rowboat, just put some sort of identification, not through Department of Motor Vehicles. It could be just with a Sharpie to say, this is my name, this is my conservation number, so you can be looked up, so we can find out if maybe there's an accident. Also prevents people just kicking their boat out into the middle of the water for someone else to deal with getting rid of. So those are the two intents of the bill and will remain the intent. We understand there's differences in the language that have appeared here today, but we will fix that. And I just want to make that clear. Thank you.
Thanks for your remarks, Representative. I appreciate your leadership on this issue. We have a few other items that are in work on this as well. And so I echo your commitment to getting this one right before we push it through.
If there's nothing else.
Other questions or comments on this bill? Representative Callahan.
If not, I would ask that House Bill number 5332 also be added to the consent calendar.
Thank you, Representative. Are there any objections? Seeing none, so ordered. Last on our list is SB 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain solar facilities. This is LCO 3180. I will entertain a motion to JFS to the floor. So moved by Senator Lopes.
Mary's got her hand up.
Do I have a second? Seconded by Rep. Shannon. Thank you. Are there questions or comments on this bill? Representative Mashinsky.
Mr. Chairman, I am not aware of specific soil testing pertaining to solar facilities. I think that this bill may be designed to slow down new solar facilities. And for that reason, I would like to vote no on it and would ask that it not go on consent.
Thank you, Representative. Are there further questions or comments on this bill? Representative Baumgartner?
Yes, general comment slash question. Obviously, this committee also covers agriculture, and just general comment. Just having heard in the last few hours from farmers, for example, if they would just open themselves to any liability. And so, if nothing else, hope we can maybe continue those conversations. And this was a proposal we've worked on it in a bipartisan manner, and just hope that we can perhaps allay some of those concerns from the farming community to ensure that that liability isn't placed on them, because they are such an important core function of our communities with respect to the soil testing.
Appreciate your remarks, Representative. Agreed that there's more work to be done on this bill. I think it's been a good process of bipartisan conversation. We look forward to more voices at the table, including the agriculture community, who we try to do right by on this committee. And so I would ask my colleagues to support the bill as like many others on this agenda, work in progress. We've got a little bit of time ahead of us. Representative Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I certainly appreciate Representative Mashinsky's concerns, but I don't believe that's the intent of the bill. The intent of the bill is so the manufacturers or the installers of these solar fields, we have a baseline, and we just know if there was any contamination based on the developments they make with the solar panels to make sure that there's no contamination. So we understand that if it's expensive to do it through DEEP, perhaps it be something placed on the installers, and it's not a stopgap, it's to just make sure there's no soil contamination. So, but I certainly appreciate your comments.
Thank you, Representative. Are there further questions or comments on this bill? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Of course. Is it on consent calendar?
No, this one just separate votes. Voice vote.
All right. So Senate Bill 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain solar facilities, JFS to the floor, LCO 318. Senator Lopes,
Yes.
Representative Parker.
Madam Clerk, would you just restate the LCO number?
Yes, of course. LCO 3180.
Thank you.
Representative Parker,
Yes.
Senator Hockendahl.
Senator Hockendahl votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Baumgartner,
Yes.
Senator Harding.
Yes.
Thank you. Representative Anderson,
Rep. Anderson votes yes.
Representative Callahan,
Yes.
Representative Arceno,
Arceno votes yes.
Representative Chafee,
Yes.
Senator Cohen, Representative D'Amico,
D'Amico votes yes.
Representative Dillon, Representative Doucette,
Doucette, yes.
Representative Dubitsky,
Yes.
Representative Gresco,
Yes.
Representative Gucker,
Yes.
Representative Horn, Representative Jacobson,
Yes.
Representative Jensen,
Yes.
okay. Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative Leeper,
Yes.
Senator Marr,
Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Mushinski,
No.
Representative O'Day, Representative Piscopo,
Yes.
Representative Paletta,
Paletta, yes.
Representative Reddington Hughes,
Yes.
Representative Reyes, Representative Smith,
Smith votes yes.
Representative Shannon,
Yes.
Representative Stewart,
Stewart votes yes.
Representative Steinberg,
Representative Steinberg votes no.
Representative Sweet,
Representative Sweet votes yes.
Representative Beach.
Beach votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Reminder, votes will be held up until 11. That brings us to our final action for today. We have the consent calendar. Madam Clerk, will you please read out the consent calendar and call the consent calendar?
Of course. I have SB 147, an act concerning a study on the need for extended producer responsibility for solar panels and vapes and including aerosol paints under the Paint Stewardship Program, JFS to the floor, LCO 3197. SB number 317, an act concerning the Bristol Resource Recovery Facility, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3165. HB 5330, an act concerning certain wildlife action plans, JFS to the floor, LCO 3114. SB 318, an act concerning animal welfare, JFS to the floor, LCO 3113. HB 5331, an act concerning the air permits of certain crematories, JF to the floor. HB number 5332, an act concerning certain boating regulations, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3116. Senator Lopes,
Yes.
Representative Parker,
Yes.
Senator Hockedale,
Senator Hockedale votes yes.
Representative Baumgartner,
Yes.
Senator Harding,
Yes.
Representative Callahan,
Yes.
Representative Anderson,
Rep. Anderson votes yes.
Representative Arceno,
Arsenio votes yes.
Representative Chafee,
Yes.
Senator Cohen, Representative D'Amico,
D'Amico votes yes.
Representative Dillon, Representative Doucette,
Doucette, yes.
Representative Dubitsky,
Yes.
Representative Dreskel,
Yes.
Representative Gucker,
Yes.
Representative Horn,
Yes.
Representative Jacobson,
Yes.
Representative Jensen,
Yes.
Representative Johnson.
Yes. Johnson votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Leeper.
Yes.
Thank you. Senator Marr,
Senator Marr votes yes.
Representative Mushinski,
Yes.
Representative O'Day.
O'Day votes yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Representative Piscopo,
Yes.
Representative Paletta,
Paletta, yes.
Representative Reddington Hughes,
Reddington Hughes, yes.
Representative Reyes, Representative Smith,
Smith votes yes.
Representative Shannon,
Yes.
Representative Stewart,
Stewart votes yes.
Representative Steinberg,
Representative Steinberg votes yes.
Representative Sweet,
Representative Sweet votes yes.
Representative Beach.
Beach votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Votes will be held open till 11 a.m. 11 a.m. when we start our public hearing. With that, we'll move to item 4 on our agenda, announcement and time of date of next meeting. We'll be back together on Wednesday, March 18th at 10 a.m. for a committee meeting. Representative D'Amico.
Just procedure or housekeeping, votes will be held open here or upstairs?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Don't tell them. Let them run around looking for them.
If you want to come in person, come here. If you want to go online, use the World Wide Web.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you.
And with that, we are in recess. See you at 11.
Back here, huh? Damn, you're finding subcommittee. Hundreds. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
I assume some of us are on because we've missed votes. I certainly am among that group.
Wow. Yeah, if you can, I need, to vote.
Oh, yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Representative Warren, can you vote on House Bill 5334, an act concerning riparian area, JFS to the floor, LCO 3184.
Yes. Horn votes yes.
And then can you vote on Senate Bill 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain solar facilities, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3180.
Yes. Horn votes yes.
Thank you. And then I have your vote for the consent calendar. You're all set. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Luna.
Madam Clerk?
I have to take votes, so they come.
Okay, so you need this here for now?
Yeah, for now, they have to record the voting.
Dylan is on.
Okay.
No, snow tonight. Oh, no, last night.
Yeah.
Started right when I was getting home.
Yeah.
Not much. We can get it.
Yeah.
One was late. Yeah. Good, I don't want to know tonight.
Representative, Dylan,
Yes, ma'am.
can I have your vote on Senate Bill 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain
Yes.
facilities, JFS
Yes.
to the floor, LCO number 3180.
Dylan votes yes.
And then can I have your vote on the consent calendar for Senate Bill 147, an act concerning a study on the need for extended producer responsibility for solar panels and vapes, and including aerosol paint under the paint stewardship program, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3197. And I also have SB number 317, an act concerning the Bristol Resource Recovery Facility, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3165. House Bill 5330, an act concerning certain wildlife action plans, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3114. I have Senate Bill 318, an act concerning animal welfare, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3113, and then House Bill 5331, an act concerning the air permits of certain crematories, JF to the floor, and then House Bill 5332, an act concerning certain voting regulations, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3116.
It sounds like it's a yes.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Can you repeat that?
Dylan votes yes.
Thank you.
And I believe I already voted on riparian buffers.
Yes, you did. You did. You are all set. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Of course. All right, Representative Jacobson.
Good morning. Afraid I had a technical issue for the first bill that I've missed, and I'd like to vote in the affirmative, please.
I'm sorry, for which one? I couldn't hear you.
I believe it was the first. I was having technical issues for the first.
Oh, the riparian areas?
Yes.
Okay, and you vote yes?
In the affirmative. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I might as well confirm that you were able to record my vote for the remaining items.
Yes, and yes, you're all set. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Representative O'Day.
Hi.
Hi. Can you vote on House Bill number 5334, an act concerning riparian areas, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3184?
No.
O'Day votes no on that.
Okay.
Did I miss anything else?
Yes, one more. Senate Bill 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain solar facility, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3180.
If O'Day votes yes.
Yes. And then you voted on the consent calendar, so you are all set. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, like. Roll it. You might not. Brad gets a little creative. They're a little creative, but. Yeah.
Hello, Senator Cohen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so we have a couple of bills. We have House Bill 5334, an act concerning riparian areas, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3184.
Cohen votes yes.
And then we have a consent calendar for Senate Bill 147, an act concerning a study on the need for extended producer responsibility for solar panels and vapes, and including aerosol paints under the Paint Stewardship Program, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3197. SB 317, an act concerning the Bristol Resource Recovery Facility, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3165, HB 5330, an act concerning certain wildlife action plans, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3114, SB number 318, an act concerning animal welfare, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3113, HB 5331, an act concerning the air permits of certain crematories, JF to the floor, and HB 5332, an act concerning certain voting regulations, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3116.
Yes.
Thank you. And then last one is SB 316, an act concerning the testing of soils at certain solar facility, JFS to the floor, LCO number 3180.
Yes.
Thank you. You are all set.
Okay, thank you.
Right here.